Yep. Good evening, everyone. Last session, we learned about images. So in HTML, how to use images. Images in HTML, we discussed. We saw some examples also. Yesterday, I given few examples how to design Amazon cards example by using images. In yesterday's concept, we designed this Amazon cards and all. Okay, so yesterday we created some examples like Amazon cards and cards example. So this is an example we designed. This is the example we created yesterday. In that, our main concept is to understand how to use image pictures. By using that, yesterday we learned how to create this one. Now, today we will see another important concept after understanding images. Today we will see hyperlink in HTML. Hyperlink in HTML. So how we can use the hyperlinks? Actually, we already know the meaning of the word hyper. Hyper means beyond. Right? So generally, when we are developing websites, at the end, we will learn all the standard rules at the end after learning all concepts. When you develop websites, for websites, we have some standard rules to follow. Color rules, font rules, some basic standards are there. According to that, we have to design. Generally, as per the rules of website, one of the main rule is every website must have a proper navigation. Every website should have a proper navigation. Proper navigation means user must able to reach to any topic directly with one click. So there are so many rules. Another important rule is a user must know what are the services provided by them. Means any website, what services are provided by that website, user should able to know. User should able to know the services. He must able to reach to that service easily. That means with one click, we must able to reach there. That is the basic rule. Color rules are present, navigation rules are present. Proper navigation can be designed by using these hyperlinks. So actually, hyperlink is nothing but, so hyper refers to beyond. So a hyperlink navigates the user to any specified location. Navigates the user to any specified location. Actually, hyperlink can be clickable text, picture, or graphic. Hyperlink can be clickable text, clickable picture, or graphic. And when you click, it will navigate to any specific location. We can navigate to any specific place. So generally, navigation happens using hyperlinks. And actually, this navigation is classified into two types. We have two types of navigation. So one is navigation is classified into two types. One is intra document, another one is inter document. Intra document navigation means you can make the user to reach from one place to another within the page. Within the page, user can go from one place to another. Inter means from one document to another. From one document to another, user can navigate. So intra document navigation enables redirection from one location to another within the same page. That is called intra-document navigation. Intra-document navigation means it enables redirection. That means you are redirected from one place to another, but within the page. That is called intra-document. For example, suppose we are having a page, like suppose we are having Amazon. When I open Amazon, in this Amazon, lot of topics are present. When I scroll down, that means lot of topics are present. When I scroll down, at the bottom, there is an option back to top. When I click back to top, it again takes me to the top. That means it is in the same page. You are navigating to top of that page. This is intra-document navigation. Inter-document navigation, you can move from one place to another, but in the same page. So if I click mobiles, there is mobiles related information, but not in this page, in some another page. So you can navigate to another page. That is inter-document. So inter-document navigation allows inter-document navigation enables redirection from one page to another. That is inter-document navigation. Hyperlinks are used to manage these two. One is intra-document, another one inter-document. In that, so many are there, we will see. First one, how to create the navigation. That means hyperlink is created by using, anchor element, which is written as A. Hyperlink is created by using anchor element. So it is written by using anchor element. Anchor element is the element A. A is the element. Let's see first intra document, then we will see inter document. How we can create intra document and inter document. So first we will see intra document links. How to create intra document links, we will see. Intra document links, as I already told you, we will navigate from one place to another. But for that, what are the rules, right? How do we define? Let's see. So first, what I'm doing, I'm creating a new page. So intralinks.html. Okay. Let's design a page. I will just keep a heading home. And here we have, or we will keep like header. In the header, we have some Amazon, just like a heading. Okay. Below this, we have a section. We have some paragraphs. We have some lot of paragraphs of information. So some lot of paragraphs of content is there. Okay, some lot of content is there. Actually, we have lot of information. We can scroll up and down. After reaching bottom, suppose in the bottom there is a footer, and I will keep a heading as footer. Okay, that means at the bottom there is some footer. From here, user must able to go back to top. So that means now top means again he must go to this header. So how we can access this header? So wherever you want user to go, that means wherever you want to take the user, that location must have, it must have an ID. That means it must have a unique ID, unique reference ID. That means where you want to take the user, that place, how you recognize that place. Because there may be several headers, there may be several footers, there may be several headings, there may be several paragraphs, pages. How you take to specific location, that location must have an ID. ID is a unique reference ID, identification. That means for this header, I will keep an ID, and I will just put an ID, identification, as any name you can give. Top, I will give. Any ID, you can give any ID, but IDs are case sensitive. How you given the ID, in the same way you have to access, right? Capitalization, everything matters. Top is the ID. Okay. From where you want to go to the top? From this footer location, we want to go to the top. So here, I will put an anchor. The anchor, inside this anchor, you can have text, you can have image, you can have anything. That means a link can be anything. So I'm using text like back to top. Okay. Now you see there is a word back to top. At the bottom, there is a word back to top. And when I click this, it should reach to that ID. That means now this anchor uses an href, hyper reference. I will tell you the difference between 2 points now. We will learn about that. I need an href. In many interviews, do you know what they ask? They ask like, what is the difference between SRC and href? Image have to use a photo. The photo path is the location, virtual path. You write by SRC. Anchor also needs a path. Link also needs a path. Then why link you are using href? Why anchor needs href? What is difference between href and SRC? That is very high level question actually. Means even experienced people don't know. some so-called experience. Experience means they think they are experienced, but they are not really good in everything. Such people even don't know the difference, because this is even experience level question. What is difference between SRC and href? Really, several people are not aware of that. But technical point is, you will see that now SRC in software programming, in especially web, we call this SRC as a getter, and href we call it as a setter. Href is not accessing the path, it is setting a path. That means it sets a path, it doesn't get the path. SRC is getting it, and href is setting the path. That you can see that. For example, see, observe carefully. I am at the bottom of page. I'm at the bottom of page. I need to reach to top. You see currently, this is the page name. After that, here you just put a hash to access ID. IDs are accessed with reference of hash, and you write the ID top. See what will happen. I will set ID as top, and when I hit enter, it will reach to top. I don't need a link. I can directly type like that. If I know ID, I can directly reach to that place. Just by setting that, do you know what happens now? That means how you can redirect from one place to another. Generally, what happens is, when you click any link, that means what that link will do, when you click any link, it will set the URL, set value in URL actually. It will set value in URL. By using which attribute it will set? By using href. By using href, it will set that in URL. If in URL that new value is set, your browser will navigate to that place. How browser can navigate to any place? By finding a new path. And that new path we set by using href. Href is not getting the path, it is setting the path. For example, see now here now. I will not use this. Okay, scroll down. And from here I need to reach top. Then what we will do? Hash top. We have to define hash top. What is the top? Top refers to ID. Now see what will happen. Currently the URL is empty. Okay, means here it is empty after the page name. See what happens when I click back to top. When I click back to top, it will set ID, and because of that it navigates. So href is not getting the path, it is setting the path. It sets a path, and due to that it navigates. How navigation works? How browser knows that I need to go there? If you done some modification in address bar, then only browser knows that you can go there. That means how browser takes you to a place. When you enter anything in address bar, then only it can take you. And links will do that. Links are going to do that. So this is intra-document navigation. That means actually here, intra-document links. How to create these intra-document links? First point. So you have to define target location with ID. You have to define target location with ID. So, which is a unique reference for elements in page, which is a unique reference for elements in page. For example, I have a header ID as some top. Suppose I have a heading ID as some HTML. Suppose I have some image ID as pic. That's how we write IDs. That means every element doesn't have an ID. ID is defined for the elements where you want the user to go, right? Where you want user to go. That element you put with an ID. For example, I will show more points here. So now, second point, after giving ID, how do you set this ID in URL? So you have to set ID in URL by using anchor href attribute. You have to set ID in URL by using anchor href attribute. That means we write like this: anchor href is equal to hash top. This is top. Anchor href is equal to hash HTML. This is HTML. Anchor href is equal to hash pic. And that is what? Pic. That means when user clicks the word top, he will reach to this top. When user clicks HTML, he will reach to HTML. Pic, he will reach to that pic. For example, see here, let's create. So these are two basic steps. First, give an ID and take to that ID. So for example, let's see here. We will add some other content in this page. Suppose somewhere in the paragraphs, I added a figure. And figure have a image source dot slash images and some image like mobile, suppose men fashion. So I say some men fashion dot jpg, width 200, height 300, and fig caption is suppose men's fashion something. Now this figure have an ID as men. That's an ID. Now what we are doing is, that means you see there is some men fashion related image, somewhere it is there. Now what we are doing is, in this first paragraph, somewhere in the first paragraph, here I am adding a span. And here I am writing, so offers. So that means 50% off on anchor men fashion. Then this anchor href hash, it should go to men. That means what happens is, somewhere there is an option, and I will make it little bolder also. You can keep that now. I will put B, okay. And I will keep B after, yeah, the span end, okay. That means it will little bold. Now you see this men fashion is clickable, and when I click, it will take me to that place. That means anywhere you can navigate. It can be heading, it can be even a div span. Even a div span also can have an ID, and you can navigate user to that place. That means it's not that image should have ID or heading should have ID. You can set any element with ID, you can navigate user to that place. Actually, we can access directly from URL. Suppose hash top, it will get back top. I will use hash what? Men, it will take to that location. That is navigating to specific location. This is the basic rule of inter-document navigation. That means you need one ID and navigate to that ID by using this. Okay, let's create a simple interface like, let's do one thing. This is not example. I just showed you the concept. Let's create one example here. The example is suppose some fashion store. Okay, here I am creating a simple header. Header will have a nav bar, and we have a heading, some shopper, something. In this, we will keep span. In that, we will keep anchor. We say home, and we have another span anchor. This time we have men's. So men's fashion. So span anchor, suppose women's fashion. So here we have another span anchor. This is kids fashion. Something like this we are giving. Okay, this is a now in the header. We are just having that. And we will put some shortcut buttons. In that we will put a class BI hard search. And we have span class BI heart, and span some class BI cart. Okay. This is a simple, for those BI we need a link. Relation is equal to style sheet. Href, node modules, bootstrap icons, font icons.css. Okay. Let's run this and see. This is what we are having. And I will just keep this in a div so that I don't want uneven height and width. We'll just put a class as brand title. Okay. And we are adding the style in that wherever header is there, background color is black, color is white, and font size is some 20. So font family as Arial, and display as flex, justify content space between. Okay. And wherever now span is present, so we will keep some margin left, right as 20 pixel. That looks fine. And here we put padding as 20 pixel. That looks fine. Now what I want to do is below this, we will create a section. Below the header, we have a section. In this section, we will create some content heading. And in this heading, so we will do one thing here also. What we will do, so we will put a div, and here we will put an unordered list. Okay, so this will have list item. Again, the same thing, anchor, home, another list item. The anchor is men. So another is women, and another is kids. Okay. Like this, we defined some. Okay, this is a main area we are having. And what we want is in this main area, we will display some heading as home. Below that, we have some paragraphs. Okay, some paragraphs of information. After that, another heading. This is men's fashion. We will keep an image. Images menfashion.jpg. So width is 200, height also 300, like this. Okay, below that, we will copy some paragraphs again. This is men fashion. Similarly, I have another heading, women's fashion. And this is womenfashion.jpg. Similarly, I have another kids fashion. And here we have kids fashion.jpg. Okay, we have some content like this we are having. And what I will do, we will add some effects. Wherever section is present, display as grid template columns, 2 fractions and 10 fractions. That means it will be in this way, right? And what we will do, actually, this unordered list is there, no? Right. So what we will do, we have main have height, some 500 pixel, overflow auto. You know what will happen? Overflow auto means scroll bar will come. Okay, so that we can scroll that. That means the top navigation is fixed, left navigation is fixed, and we are just scrolling the content. We are just scrolling the content. And wherever unordered list is there, list style as what? None. And margin left as minus 20 pixel, little left 40 pixel. That looks fine. And wherever list item is there, background color is black. So color is white. Padding is 5 pixel. Width is some 100 pixel. And margin bottom is 20 pixel. Okay. And border radius is some 5 pixel. So that looks fine. That is some text we are having. Some 70 pixel. That looks okay. If I give little bit font size as 20 pixel, that may not be enough. Okay. So font family as Arial. Okay. This is some simple navigation. So some 80, 90 pixel, that is fine. Now, when user clicks on men, the men content should open here. That is the point. That means when I click men, it should come here. Remember, everything is present in one page only. We don't have separate page for men fashion, women fashion. All are present in same page. Then first point, when home click, how you can come to this home? Because all are heading one only. Then for this heading one, we will keep an ID as home. For this heading, I will give an ID as men. And for this heading, I will give ID as women. And for this heading, I will give ID as kid. Okay. And I will make sure that anchor color also will be red. Sorry, white. Because anchors automatically turn to blue when you put href, right? We will keep anchor this. One more point is anchors. I will show you. Here, you see this is the anchor. Now, what should happen when user clicks? First, I will implement here, home, href. It should go to home. When user clicks here, href, it should go to hash men. And href, hash what? Women. And here href, hash what? Kids. Kid. So now you can see here, these are having underline. Now, one of the popular question in requirements is how to remove underline for hyperlink. That's a very popular requirement. By using CSS text decoration set to none. Text decoration you have to set to none. Then you can remove underline for hyperlink. In many places we need hyperlinks, but we don't want underline for hyperlink. Naturally, underlines by default have a hyperlinks by default have an underline. Underlines are by default available for hyperlinks. We have to remove that by using a CSS attribute. Wherever anchor is there, you can set text decoration. Text decoration, we can set it to none. If you set text decoration to none, automatically the underline is removed for that hyperlinks. So many questions will be there. We will see that, right? The first one, basic requirement is this. So that is one point. Okay, now let's see here. So the links I implemented here to remove underline wherever link is there. I will give text decoration as what? None. That means it is removed. Now, when I click on men, it will navigate to that location. Women, kids, it will navigate to that place. That means we are navigating from one location to another. User can scroll here, but in the middle, wherever he wants, he can click, it will go to that location. The same thing you put above also. That means what? In the header, this href is what? Hash. What is it? Home. Again, the same href is what? Hash men. Again, the same href is what? Women. Again, the href is what? Hash kid. And you can see that now these are also clickable. You can take to that location from here also. You can navigate to that location from here, and you can navigate from here. Anywhere you can do, right? This is a simple example of intra-document navigation. Intra-document navigation. So how you navigate user from one place to another. So inside also you can add, right? So previous example I showed you, back to top and come back. That's you can manage by using. Let me copy this example. This is an example of intra-document navigation. Intra-links fashion page, something like this. But here, one problem is that I am additional paragraphs I will delete. You put lot of paragraphs. Huh? I have to delete so many paragraphs because it will be difficult in uploading into the classroom notes. I will clean up some paragraphs and I will keep only few. One paragraph I will keep. You add others. Huh? One paragraph I am keeping just to make the notes simple. Okay. That's what we are adding. Okay. This is basically how we use intra-document. But one problem is, this is fine. It's working fine. But the problem is sometimes you don't have much content to scroll. Then how you will manage? That means in a page, lot of content is there, but it's not scrolling. Then how you will highlight intra-document links? That is a regular question. That means even sometimes you face the same problem. When you practice, some people, what they do, they write 1-2 lines and they click on the link and they will come with a complaint that it is not scrolling. It is not scrolling. If there is no content, then where it will scroll? That means in inter-document navigation, some scrolling is not available. Yeah, you have any problem? Any? No, you can leave if you have any problem. Are you okay? Huh? Right. So here, what is the point is sometimes the links are not scrollable. Means you don't have much content to scroll. Then how you highlight the content? This is a very frequent question actually. I will show the situation. Some websites, what happens is, suppose I will create intralink to .html. Okay. So sometimes what is the situation is, suppose we have a main area. Okay. In this main area, I will design a div and let me place this as a card. And in this, we have some HTML and some content. So it is a markup language. Okay. Similarly, I have another div class card and we have CSS and it defines styles. Okay. Another div, another card. So JavaScript something and it manipulates to. Okay, so this is a simple content we are having. Okay, what we will do now is here, we will put a style and wherever card is present, width for card, I will give as some 200 pixel and padding as 20 pixel, margin as 20 pixel and border as 1 pixel solid black and the box shadow as 2 pixel, 2 pixel and gray. Okay. Now they are all present in main area. These are all topics we are having and we will put the main display as flex. It will be like this. We can have a lot of topics like that. Small topics are present. Now what happens is above the main, I will put a nav. In that we have a span anchor HTML. We have another span anchor CSS. Another span anchor JavaScript. Okay. And wherever so nav is present, so text align is center. Padding is 50 pixel. I will give some gap. Font size as 25 pixel. Font family as Arial. And wherever anchor is there, text decoration as none. These are all things I maintained that. And in the nav, so wherever span is present, some margin right as 40, 30 pixels, some gap will come. Now what is the point is, when I click HTML, then HTML topic, we have to reach there. That means now how to reach to these cards? This card will have an ID as HTML. This card will have an ID CSS. This card will have an ID JavaScript, JS. Okay, on this link, click, that means href, we should go to hash HTML. This link, click href hash what CSS. This link, click href hash what JS. That means now we define them as links clickable. Now when I click on that, you can do one more. When I move the mouse onto that, I want an underline. Then what we can do is, we can write anchor colon hover. that indicates when mouse is over. When mouse is over that anchor, text decoration as what? Underline. We will put text decoration underline. That means underline will come like this. Now, when I click CSS, you can see that CSS is set here, but nothing happening. Nothing happening. That means what is your claim? Link is not working. Link is working, but there is nothing to scroll. That means if there is lot of paragraphs of information, then it will scroll you to that location. But it's not necessary that every time the content is scrollable. Then how do you highlight this? How do you highlight this? This is a very common requirement. A frequently asked question is how to highlight any link target. If you cannot scroll to the specified location. So how to highlight any link target if you cannot scroll to that specified location? That's very simple. Actually, for that, by using CSS target class, we have a target class. By using CSS target class, we can do that. CSS provides a class called target. What is the purpose of that class is to verify which container is currently target. That means which currently, what are our targets? Cards. Cards are our targets. Link targets are cards. That means what is the link target? All links target is this div. The div is accessed with the help of what? Class card. This card is a target when user clicks this HTML. When your user clicks that HTML, this div will become target. Then what we will do is simple. Wherever card, that means dot card, whenever the card becomes target, that means colon target. That means target is a class. This class will verify is the card target of any link or not. If it is target, then we will put a background color black and we will put a color as white. Your wish, you can do anything. I'm just changing the color, you can do anything. Font size, borders, radius, anything you can do. I'm just changing the color, right? So here, see now, when what happens now, when the card becomes target, that means I click on CSS, CSS card becomes target, then it will highlight. I click on HTML, HTML becomes target. CSS, JavaScript, you can easily highlight. And that is a very common requirement because a lot of contents will be on one screen and we don't scroll. So then we can simply highlight them. That is another requirement for inter-document links. I just given some color. We can do a lot of things. That means you can change anything you want. That means I will put border radius. Suppose say width is 400 pixel. Height is 400 pixel. Not for required 400. I think 300 looks enough. Right, and border radius also 300 pixel. That means the target becomes like this. I will just keep, I think too much is there, 200 and with text align as what? Center. That looks fine. I click on CSS. That means when it becomes target, it will get that and it will display. I'm just changing color and style. Anything you can do. You can put a background photo. for which one you highlighted. That means whatever effects you give, those effects will come. We can change the font size of that. That means we can make it look little more font size as 25 pixel. That means it becomes large. That means when you click, it becomes large and it will display. That is what actually link targets are. That means when you are creating intra-document links, it's not necessary that every time you navigate. Many times we have to display in the same location. Then this link target will play the key role. That means we have to use a target class. Generally, we have a container and container have effects before target. And we have container when it becomes target. Then effects on target. We have to define like that. And how a container can become target. So here some points are there. Make sure that container is defined with the ID. And second point, anchor href is referring to ID. Referring to ID. Anchor href is referring to ID. And make sure that the container is defined with ID. Which container you want to highlight, that container should have an ID, right? These are basic. Generally in intra-document navigation, every time we don't have content to scroll, then we generally do this. So this is one example. I will copy this example. This is another example for that. Right. So this is another example for intra-document navigation. So what is intra-document navigation? Allowing user to navigate from one place to another within the page. If there is more content, you can scroll. If there is no more content to scroll, then much content to scroll, then you highlight. Highlight by using the CSS targets. Right. Next important is now we have inter-document links. We have inter-document links. Inter-document link is nothing but actually it defines a hyperlink that navigates, that redirects the user to any file, any URL, or any app application. So inter-document links, they can navigate the user to any file, any URL, or any application also. So from one document to another, it can be a document, it can be any remote location, or it can be an app, any application also. For example, we have, suppose we have a simple navigation here. We will put an inter-document links .html. Okay. So here I am creating a page and let's create an ordered list and just put a list item and put an anchor This is like Amazon cards template design. Amazon cards template design. Now, what is the point here is, the point is nothing but I want user to go there. The point is simple. So when user clicks on this Amazon cards, it should take me to that file. That means currently I am in one file. That means I am in a file called inter document links. From here, I should navigate to this file. That is a HTML file. Then how you do? So it's very simple. This anchor will use an href. It is dot slash. It is Amazon cards HTML. You are linking a HTML page. So now what happens when user clicks? It will take us to that location. That means user can navigate from one file to another. Now the question is, what kind of files we can link? Any type of file you can link. So HTML, JPG, XML, or document, PDF, anything you can link. But the point is, you can link any file. So first we will see here, link to file. The concept is you can link to any file. Any file. That means HTML or document or XLS or PDF or TXT or JPG, any type of file. You can link to any file. There is no restriction. You can link to any file, but what is the problem is, you can link to any file, but every file cannot open in browser. But every file cannot open in browser. You can link any file, but every file will not open. That means browser can open only the files that have supported plugins in browser. Browser can open only the files that have supported plugins in browser. That means to open some complex files, you need some extensions. Additional plugin is nothing but an extra library. Plugin is nothing but an code extension. By adding that extension, you will add more facilities. You will add more functionality to that particular app. Plugin allows you to add additional features. So without those plugins, those files cannot open. And remember, if plugin is not present, so if plugin is not installed in browser, if plugin is not installed in browser, then file will download. It will not open. If plugin is not installed in browser, it will download the file. It will not open the file. Files, you can link a file and the file can be any file. Any file you can link, but every file will not open. So which file can open? Only the files that have suitable plugins. Only the files that have suitable extensions. The files that have suitable extensions, they can open. So here we have to open the files. So for example, you see, suppose we are having a simple another link. Okay, anchor href is dot slash images slash some woman fashion dot jpg. This is like women fashion image. Okay. That's a JPG file. Another option, anchor href dot slash docs some Kerala PDF. That means some Kerala tourism, like this. Now, this is a PDF. Okay, now in this computer, I am having some Word documents here. Suppose I am having some documents, some docs, notes. Okay, some documents are there. Angular for workshop or Angular, something array problems. Okay. I will copy this into our project folder. This is a travel app. So in public, not in images, we put in docs. In docs, I have a Word document. Some notes. Okay, copy and keep it here. Okay, I have a Word document. You know Word documents. I will keep here a link, anchor and href dot slash docs array problems dot arrays in programming. So it is a Word document like this. I given just links we have. So you can link any file. Now you see, I click on women fashion. It is a JPG file. It will open. I will click on Kerala tourism PDF. It will open a PDF document. It can open the PDF document. So I clicked on array programming. It cannot open. It cannot open because we don't have plugins for that. No browser have plugins for that. Even you don't have plugins to install. There is no chance. It will never open. Even Google people also don't have that. That's the reason Google says that you have Google Drive now. If you are trying to open a large document in Google, it says, please download and open. It will not allow to open because they don't have proper plugins for that. That means there is no chance. It is waste of time even to search for a plugin for PDF, Word document. Now, if it cannot open, what will happen then? If it cannot open, what will happen? It will download. That means I click on the file, it will download that file. That means I can download and open in appropriate software. If I have that supporting software, I can open. So will your file open or download? The file that you linked will open or download. That depends on plugins. If plugin, remember, in my computer, PDF is opening. Some old computers, PDF cannot open because PDF requires a PDF plugin. If it is not installed, old browsers don't have. In that, even PDF files also downloads because they don't have a proper plugin. So whether file will open or download, that depends on plugins. If plugin is installed, then it will open. If not, then it will download. So that is very important. So if plugins are not supported, it will download. Now in interviews, they ask this question. That means syntactically we will put like this: anchor href dot slash docs docs slash some file dot pdf, something. It is PDF. We have href dot slash images slash pic dot jpg, some image. So we have href dot slash doc slash some word dot doc x something. So word document like this, we have some links. And remember, so here the question is how to configure a link to file that always downloads file. That is the question. That means actually whether it will download or open, that depends on whether it will download or open, that doesn't depends on you. That depends on the plugin. But now you can decide. Even the file can open, you can make it download. You can make it download. That means JPG file, will it open or download? It will open. HTML file, it can open. Text files, they can open. PDF files, they can open. But no, I want to download. I want to download. That means they should not open, they should download. It's a very simple in HTML5. HTML5 provides download attribute for anchor element, which downloads the file always. The file always. It will download the file always. So if the same question is asked few years back, then they have to answer with JavaScript. Actually, we used to use a JavaScript code. Through that, we have to make that link target to download, not to open. But now not required. Just we have an attribute called download. But anybody show up some experience in interviews, then they ask, I know that there is a download attribute, but write without it. They will say that I know there is a download attribute, but don't use it. You do it through JavaScript and show me. That is to test his level of JavaScript. So whether he knows that much JavaScript to handle that situation or not. Because earlier we used to do that. So earlier we used to write a JavaScript program to do this, but now it is very, very simple. Just we need one attribute. For example, you see this PDF file is opening. I don't want to open. Then what you can do is you can simply put a simple download. And remember, if you just keep download, it will download. What will be the name of the file which is downloaded? The same name, but we can download with a different name. Then we can put a different name to download. I want to download by using Kerala tourism, like that. That means actual file name is kerala.pdf. I want to download by the name Kerala tourism. Then see what happens now. Actually PDF can open, but it will not open now. When I click, it will download that PDF by the name Kerala tourism. That means even a JPG files also, you can make it download, not to open, just by using the attribute as what? Download. That's a very simple technique actually now. So anchor href dot slash docs slash file dot pdf, and we can put download and new name dot new name. That is just a new name. Automatically it will take the extension and it will, so we will give download file, right? We will just give an option there. So you can link to a file, and that file, whether it will open or download, that depends on, that completely depends on plugins. But even the plugin is available, we don't want it to open, then always we can keep it to down. That is one option here. Next important, this is example. Let me copy this example. This example is doing what? It is linking to file. So you can link to file or you can link to URL. URL is nothing but link to URL. So you can define a valid remote URL for navigation. But important, make sure that the URL is defined with protocol and domain. That means sometimes you write so www.amazon.in. So this is not good. So https://www.amazon.in. This is good. So that is good always to mention the protocol and the domain name. Otherwise, some issues will come in some browsers, they don't open. HTML have specially problems with, browser. I told you in the beginning, browser compatibility issues are there. Browser compatibility issues means in every browser, they don't work same. So then to avoid that, we make sure that the link URL is this. Syntax, how do we write? Href is what? https:// some www.amazon.in, something like this. You can link to any particular URL. It can be a file or it can be a specific URL. So that is URL. So you can have an URL. URL is nothing but, suppose I say, here I'm adding a list item and say Amazon shopping. I will put an anchor and say Amazon shopping. And how that anchor will redirect href http://www.amazon.in. That means whenever the link is clicked, it will navigate to that URL and it will show. You can link to file or URL. URL is a very simple one. You can link to any application, link to applications. So anchor element supports some applications, which you can invoke, in browser, All applications you cannot. So some applications you can invoke in browser. So it includes so email app, email application, so Skype application. It includes what else you can do. So actually WhatsApp is not a app, it is an web URL. WhatsApp web URL will be there. So we have a phone application also, you can do that. So you can include these one. That means you can have these applications. All applications we can't. So because browser don't support all applications, few applications through browser are possible. And these are very popular. For example, suppose we are giving here some navigation. Suppose I'm writing an address. In the address, we will say that, so mail. So mail anchor hr@some-nareshit.com, something like this. That means what we want our users to do is, we want our users to send an email to this email address. If any website shows like that, then what you do? How will send email to them? Copy the address, go to your email, go to compose box, click to paste the address. That's lengthy process. With one click, it should open email. So for that, what you can do is href can use mail to. Mail to which email? So HR at the net nareshit.in. Now the question is, which app it will open? Every device may have a email app. It's not necessary it should have. But usually, Windows have an email app called MS Outlook. MS Outlook is an email app of Windows. In your mobiles also, you have an email app. In that, you can synchronize all your emails so that you can send. If you configure that, then what happens is now user will just click on it. Then automatically it will open a mail app. In the mail app, it will, if you already logged in, if I already logged in into my mail app there, it will open a compose box. In the compose box, it will put that address, the address that I have defined. I haven't configured that. If I configured, it will do that. That means in your computers, if you configured MS Outlook or any email app, then automatically it will open into that and it will display. That is one concept. This is email. Not only that, if you have to call, then anchor, you can use href, tell, and the phone number. Some phone number I am giving here. And here we will put the phone number. So that means +91, some phone number I am giving. So like this, I am just giving some phone number. That means what happens is when you click on this, these days in your Windows also, you have a PC to mobile synchronizations are there. You can synchronize your Android, iOS mobiles with your Windows. You can directly take calls on your laptop, right? You click on this, that phone apps will open. That means you say open, automatically it will open that phone app. If there is a phone app, it will open that phone app and it will show. I haven't synchronized that. If I synchronize, it will open the dialer. Mail also, you see, it is asking a new version of Outlook is required. Please install it. I haven't installed any new version of that. If it is installed, then it will open that email. This is phone. That means you can create links which can invoke emails, which can invoke this phone. You can invoke even Skype also. That means I say Skype. Skype actually anchor href is Skype also have Skype colon some Naresh IT at the net outlook.com, something like this. But I don't have a Skype app here. So that means here, so Naresh IT like HR team, something like this. And you see when I click on this, if there is a Skype installed on my PC, it will open that Skype app. So I don't have a Skype app here. It is just opening the Outlook here because I need a Skype app for that. If I have a Skype app, it will open that, right? This is just a email app I'm having. And actually, there are so many other techniques also. That means, for example, you want to open WhatsApp. WhatsApp is not an app. Actually, WhatsApp is a web. You know how you open WhatsApp on your browser? There is a WhatsApp web, right? You can connect that. That is not app. That is again URL. That means you want to send WhatsApp. Then what you do? Suppose I will copy this one. So you want to send WhatsApp. Then what you do? So here, so WhatsApp. And in that case, this is not tell. And actually, for WhatsApp, we have a WhatsApp web URL. What is WhatsApp web URL? Web.whatsapp. WhatsApp web. This is web.whatsapp.com. Actually, this URL we use generally. It is not an app actually. We use that URL. That means this URL we will put there. We will put that URL there. And what happens here is when any user clicks on it, that means it will navigate to that and show. That means I click on this, then it should open that WhatsApp web and it will take us to that particular location. It will directly take us to that WhatsApp web. That is not application. That is actually URL. Application means you have applications like what? You have application like mail, you have application like phone, you have application like Skype. You cannot open any another app like MS Paint, Notepad. You can through JavaScript. Through JavaScript, you can link any exe file and open it. That is not a point. But directly in browser supported only few, right? That means the hyperlink can be any file or application. Application tell. This is nothing but phone app. We have like mail to. Mail to is nothing but actually it is email app. We have Skype. So it is in Skype. So these are different types of applications that you can link. So syntactically, just we have an href as mail to and colon. This will be some email at the net.gmail.com. Something like this we can give. So anchor href is tell. So some phone number, some phone number you can define. Example, I will copy it. This example I will copy for your reference, right? But this is how we can link to any application. So inter-document link is not just linked to any file. It can be file, it can be URL, or it can be an app, right? Now there are so many requirements for hyperlinks. What are the requirements? How to open link in a new tab, how to open link in a new window, how to open link in the same window along with other contents. There are so many consequences that we will see tomorrow. Right, in tomorrow's session, we will discuss the questions on links. What are the interview questions asked majority on links? So, and how do we solve that? We will discuss all the FAQs related to links. Then we can build one small interaction with the help of links, images and all, right? First, we will learn about that, and tomorrow we will design one sample with the help of links and images. Tomorrow we'll continue. Okay.